Why hello, and welcome to a gaming vlog. Yes, I have not done one of these in several years, but I used to do them all the time. But I figured why not bring it back and just chat with you about how things are going. If you wonder why the angle is different, well, my webcam is still atop my old monitor, and as you might know from the video that I made a couple weeks ago, things have been slightly reorganized. But anyway, I have four things to talk about today regarding four different games. So I see no need to wait. Let's jump right into it. Well, let's start right off with The Sims 3, the game that I've been most focused on in the last couple of months. And I've got to say, playing The Sims 3 and the story of the Wilson family has been the most fun I've had doing this channel for at least 3 or 4 years. It's a great joy to play these people as they go on through their lives and grow up and do various things. I've been enjoying it a lot. I do kind of worry that I've been putting out just way too much Sims content, though, because I cannot possibly ask anyone to watch as much stuff as I've made for The Sims 3. To compare, the original Sims 2 Let's Play took almost 5 months. There were 82 episodes, and each episode had an average length of 7 or 8 minutes. In contrast, in the last 2 months, I've made almost 100 Sims 3 episodes, and the average episode length is probably over half an hour. So you can do the math, but that's many times more content, and there's no way that I can possibly ask anyone to watch all of that. But the reason there's so much is just because I really like playing the game, and I've just had so much fun that I just want to put it all out there and let people watch it. There's a couple of little factors as to why I'm doing that. Beyond that, though, I mean, number one, I'm making the videos to be watched not just now, but also in the future. I'm expecting that there are going to be certain people who either used to watch me and are just coming back to the channel, or maybe people who are still watching me who don't really have time to watch, and they get in the mood to marathon a whole bunch of episodes. They're there forever, or as long as YouTube exists. They'll be able to go back and watch all these videos. And number two, I don't think it's necessary for people to watch every episode to enjoy and understand what's going on in the series. I mean, as we know, things are pretty slow moving, especially with the time set to be as lengthy as I have it to be set. And I usually think I do a pretty good job of recapping and keeping people up to date with what's going on and what's coming up. So I like to think that a person could dip in and out of the series and just check back on it once in a while and just see how it's going. And if they see something interesting, they can go back and watch certain points. So I think that's not such a terrible thing. However, I was given a suggestion by somebody in the comments a few weeks ago that I do sort of like a weekly roundup, where every week, I guess that would be like every sim week, at the end of every sim week, I would make a special video where I would summarize the major points of what happened across all the Sims shows in that week, And I think it's a good idea. Of course, it would take more work than the average Sims 3 episode, but I'm willing to try the idea if enough people are interested in it. If not, I'll just plow ahead with what I'm doing. Keep in mind, if I do that sort of update thing, it's not going to take away from the episodes that I'm making. It would just be like an additional thing that I would do. So, just something to think about. Tell me whether you would like that or if you think it's unnecessary. But yeah, I've been having fun, and I intend to keep doing this for, as long as I continue to find enjoyment about it. Well, let's go to the second game that I want to talk about, which is Civ 5. I haven't uploaded a Civ 5 video in probably close to a month by now, but I don't want you to think that's because I've given up playing the game or I've gotten tired of the particular playthrough I was playing. I just wanted to take a little break from it, and also, like, I wasn't really all that happy with the production values or lack thereof that were going into the game. I mean, I was constantly checking the OBS window on video. Even for a low budget production such as mine, it still felt kind of silly. However, with 2 monitors now, there's no need for that because the OBS window just goes straight over to the smaller monitor, and I can play Civ on my new bigger monitor, and you get 1080 in addition to that. So I definitely want to go into that, back into that, and keep playing. But I do intend to get back to that game and to finish that playthrough because I was having a lot of fun with it, and I think that win or lose, there's going to be an exciting conclusion. Alright, well, and the third game I want to talk about is Sonic Mania. Now, I intended to do a full Let's Play of that game with all my first impressions and stuff, and I released 1 video, and I've recorded 2 more that I haven't released yet. But upon looking at my first video, I kind of don't like it very much, just because I think that my reactions were kind of flat, and I don't think that it was particularly interesting. So I might be going with a different strategy for Sonic Mania. What I think I might actually do is, instead of play the game through live, so to speak, I would sort of play on my own off screen, play several times, really get to know the game a little bit better, and then once I am more experienced with the game, then do a Let's Play that I think would be a lot more interesting and a lot more compelling. So that's an option that I was thinking about. And speaking of Sonic Mania, I was actually thinking that maybe I should try something that I've never done before, which is to stream to YouTube. I used to stream to Twitch a bit, but I've never tried the streaming to YouTube option. So I thought maybe I would consider doing a Sonic Mania stream at some point. And I don't know, maybe that's something that you would be interested in. Maybe that would be a lot of fun. So, I mean, of course, I'd have to figure out how to do it, but I don't think that's going to be too hard. So, if you're interested in a Sonic Mania live stream, where I'll be, once again, because I have 2 monitors, I can monitor the chat while I play the game. So, if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know. Okay. And now, finally, I want to move on to the 4th and final game I want to talk about tonight, which is Cities Skylines. Because people, the one thing that people always keep coming back to me about, of all the things I've done, now that I'm doing The Sims, the people pestering me about that are getting what they want, but all my old SimCity fans who used to watch my SimCity 4 content keep telling me, when are you going to go back to SimCity 4? When are you going back to SimCity 4? When are you working on Trinity? When are you, all this stuff. At this point, I don't really have that much of a strong desire to go back to SimCity 4. I mean, there's a few factors for that. I mean, number one, I literally own that game on a disc, and I'd have to find the disc, and I'd have to install it off the disc or something. I could probably order it on Steam for cheap, but I don't know. And also, once you've played Cities Skylines, in many ways, SimCity 4 feels a bit primitive and old, Not that it's bad. It's still a very good game. It was the greatest city simulation game for the first 12 years after it came out. And that's a feat that you can't say about many other industry standards in gaming. So, great game still, but I just don't have that much desire to go back to it now. However, I might still be able to provide your city builder fix by playing City Skylines. Now, I've had terrible trouble recording it in the past because OBS does not like recording City Skylines. However, it works well when I do a full monitor capture, but the problem with that is, at least up until now, the problem with that has been it's a real mess because you'd see the OBS window and all that kind of stuff. But once again, 2 monitors, that problem goes away. So it's actually going to be a lot better quality if I decide to do that now than if I had done that in the past. I mean, you still might see like the taskbar at the bottom, but I could probably crop that out. So City Skylines might be coming back. I mean, I've only ever done city tours, which I actually really enjoy doing because, you know, a lot of those cities are labors of love that I spent tens of hours on, if not hundreds. But I've thought it was a very hard game to let's play, but I think I could manage it, you know, maybe using a little bit of time-lapse, a little bit of speeding up, a little bit of post-production, and now that I have new editing software, you know, for a very long time I didn't actually have any real editing software to speak of, which is why everything I put out was just sort of like hit record, you play, then you stop, and whatever that is, it just goes up. But now that I have editing software, I might be able to provide better quality edited videos, and I think City Skylines needs that because it's a lot longer to build a city there than it is in SimCity 4. But I had 2 ideas for a City Skylines Let's Play, and I kind of want to put them both by you, and maybe you can decide, you know, vote in the comments which idea that you like the best. I'm asking for a lot in the comments, but, you know, I want to hear feedback because it makes an impact on what I do. And it encourages me to know that people watch and that they care. So please comment about all these things that I've been asking you to comment on if you're interested in those particular things. But anyway, the 2 ideas that I had, number 1, I was thinking that I could make a city on a map that I really like. It is a map with like an ocean at the top, an ocean at the bottom, and then like land in between, and there's all these rivers and things going between them. It's a really nice map, and I've been itching to make a nice city on there for a while. So I could make a city on a good quality map that already exists, or option 2, I could make my own map. Now, I want to point out to you that making a good functioning map in City Skylines is 1,000 times harder than it was in SimCity 4. I mean, it's just really difficult to get like the finesse of everything right, and to get especially the water working the way you want to without it flooding everywhere, or all these problems. It's a really difficult thing to do, and to get a map to look like realistic in any way and not ridiculous is very, very hard. But I'm willing to try it if you want me to. And also, I was thinking, what if I make a new version of Trinity, my most popular and arguably my best city from my SimCity 4 days? And when I say remake Trinity, I don't mean, you know, building by building, road by road. I mean just the general idea, one big river in the middle, a smaller river going off to the side, and going from there, trying to build the city up with the same general design philosophy as Trinity. I was thinking of that. So those are the two City Skylines options. Build a city on an awesome pre-established map that I know is good, or try to recreate Trinity on a map that I myself make that may or may not be a good map. So those are the two options. So if you're interested in City Skylines and me making City Skylines videos, please tell me which of those two options that you'd prefer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I wanted to talk about today. I want to keep this kind of short so people watch it, but that's a little update on what's going on, and I really hope that you have excitement and interest in things I'm doing for the future. I've been, having a lot of fun doing Bone Canoe 86 again, and more fun than I thought that I would. So all these things I've talked about, I want your feedback, and I'll be very eager to see what you have written. Well, anyway, the next thing you're going to see on this channel is probably the construction of Olivia and Sammy's new house in The Sims 3, and then after that, who knows? So that is the end of this gaming vlog, the first one in several years. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later.